And we're back. Or should I say, I'm Chris.
I'm Mark.
And we are the Incredible Hokes. Why did I just Chewbacca growl into the camera? No, I can't do that. Do we have sad news to bring? We were actually doing our intro show. And so the legendary Peter Mayhew, the famed actor who played...
And fellow Texan.
Yes, that's right. Has passed. The star of Star Wars, who played Chewbacca, I think up until through the prequels, right? He played him in the prequels, correct?
And in Force Awakens.
Like not in all shots.
No.
He
had just the sitting down scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
He has passed. We haven't really had a chance to see things. We just saw that it happened and thought we would just do a little bit of a tribute to Chewbacca. What is your fondest Chewbacca memory? Was he one? I was like a baby. I was a year old when Star Wars came out, so I grew up with Star Wars. Chewbacca is in the DNA as much as relatives. To be honest with you, you had a little chance to be about 5 years old or 6 years old when it came out, so you got to be a little more coherent when it hit. How did Chewbacca play to you? Do you have some fond memories? Did you like Chewbacca?
Yeah, he was one of my. I mean, it's funny to think about that. When you get older, you kind of shift your interest. But going back to those days in 78, 79, the years after Star Wars, and us finally getting the toys, because it took like over a year for Kenner to finally make the toys. Being so excited, I started with the little action figure.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, I don't know if our brother Gerald, it was him that got the taller one. It was like 1.5 foot tall.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed playing with that one too. Because we also had a Vader that was about 1.5 foot tall. So I always had Chewbacca taking on Vader, and so those were fond memories. Somewhere between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, of course, I grew out of my my toy playing phase.
I grew out of toy playing too. Never mind all the toys you see in the background. I've got you. I think it's Jude's actually Chewbacca. I think it back. It's Jude's Chewbacca. I have him in the Black Series over there, and of course I've got his figure around here several times. Chewbacca, I've got his bobblehead up there. His bobblehead's right up there.
Yeah.
So Chewbacca was a favorite of mine as a kid because he was big and strong and powerful. I always, it sounds stupid. I always wanted to know, it's kind of like R2-D2, the same thing. Like, I wish I could translate and know what he said. So he goes, "Rrr," and they're like, each time has a different meaning. Like, I was a little kid, I was like, I wanted to know what that growl actually said. To speak to Peter Mayhew, the actor, man, think about it. How much do you love Chewbacca? How much you connect with him? And he was buried in that suit. There's no idea you can see his facial structure.
Right.
It's just the eyes and his body movement.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
don't think he got his due as much. He was loved. I mean, Star Wars fans love Peter Mayhew. He was the guy that they flocked to and stuff like that. So, I mean, he got all the credit. He definitely left this world knowing he's appreciated.
Well, it's fascinating, particularly in the original trilogy. He would have dialogue on set to say.
Would he?
And there's actually clips you can find online of him, and he's saying, you hear this British accent coming out of the costume, and but then of course they would fill in later the growls, but it was just that was a very viable way to do it, is to have him go ahead and just play a part like he's just a regular person, and then you could make him sound like Chewie later, and it worked because it just. But it really is Peter Mayhew. He's even talking his own voice, and you get that from his body language, and it conveys that, and it speaks to a character that's like 7 foot tall and should be scary. He looks like a Bigfoot. He's like a monster, or whatever. But instead you're like, you feel, he's like my buddy. I mean, you felt like. that was like your friend somewhere. I mean, that's how I felt. It's like, I wish I had a friend like Chewie. I mean, and maybe because of that Han and Chewie relationship, we kind of wished we had a buddy like him. And but he's always loyal, and you get that sense from his body language as well.
One scene of note for Chewbacca, not so much a Peter Mayhew scene, but when Han Solo is killed in The Force Awakens, I mean, it was Chewie that had if I remember correctly, the next frame is him screaming and yelling and firing and shooting Kylo, and all that kind of stuff.
And rightly so.
Or a Chewbacca moment, not so much a Peter Mayhew moment, but there's something to be said for an actor to connect with an audience buried under all of that suit. That's a hard thing to do. That's with our movies that we made and stuff over the years, when you take a zombie, I mean, it's you're putting layers, you're putting like gobs and gobs. It's heavy and you sweat and everything else, and for him to be his beloved.
Right.
A lot of it's a suit, a lot of it's a script, a lot of it's the movie, a lot of it's the editing, but a lot of it's Mr. Peter Mayhew too.
And the man himself, I've seen dozens of interviews with him. Always the perfect gentleman, very kind, willing to talk about this character and other aspects of his life.
Always embrace the fans.
Yeah, very open to fans and very just a very warm-hearted person. Yeah.
There's not much else to say other than.
But he will be missed. That kind of spark is, I mean, to convey that through a costume like that, it's unique, and he had it.
Ron Perlman, connecting through Hellboy, and the new movie didn't do very well, and a lot of people have seen it. I haven't seen it, saying you miss Ron Perlman, even though it's buried under all that makeup. You miss Ron Perlman.
Yeah,
it takes a certain special actor and chemistry to make that connection. So there's something to be said there.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Mayhew, may the force be with you. Adieu.